أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما اللهم وانفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا آمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my dear brothers and sisters here. How are you all? Assalamu alaikum. Hope and pray you all are well and good and inshallah, bismillah ta'ala, in the best state of health and iman, inshallah. May Allah keep you all in His hifz and aman. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum. Kindly make use of the chat box, inshallah. Let's keep this interactive, inshallah ta'ala. So, Alhamdulillah, Barakallahu Fiki, dear sister. Alhamdulillah, dear sisters and brothers, we are into the day 8 of this Canva Mastery course, and our 8 days have passed by so fast, right? Subhanallah. So, Alhamdulillah, we are into the day 8, and today as well, we are going to study, we are going to learn very important concepts, very major concepts of editing, inshallah. I mean, the designing, graphic designing, inshallah. So come on, dear sisters and brothers, let's all begin with the rectification of intentions that we are going to learn this skill to earn pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through which we can earn rewards, inshallah. Expecting rewards through this course, expecting rewards into this course, expecting rewards of every minute that we are spending into this course, inshallah. Let's all begin this session by rectifying, by setting right our intentions, and inshallah, with the name of Allah, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, with the blessed name of Allah, with the blessed name of Allah, let's seek barakah in our affairs. And with every click that we are making here, may Allah grant barakah in it. May Allah grant barakah in our time, in our efforts that we are making to learn the skill. And remember, dear sisters and brothers, this skill won't go in vain, because remember, this is something called as ilm nafiya that we are learning, inshallah. If we cannot use this for the dunya, we can use this for our akhirah, right? Subhanallah. I've told you the means how you can use this skill for your akhirah, to earn your akhirah, inshallah. So tune in, inshallah. I just want you all to make sure that you're using it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for your dawah projects and more, inshallah ta'ala. So let's begin. Let's continue on to this journey of being more productive with the smart devices, and inshallah, dear sisters and brothers, a quick recap on whatever we had dealt with on the day 7th of this course. It was all about the social media graphics. The course flyers were created, mock-ups were created. Some of the mock-ups, okay, it takes some time. Okay, some of the mock-ups that we had created were something like this, right? These were some of the designs that we were creating in previous sessions, some of the designs, right? So, okay, probably it was added up. So these were the mock-ups, right? So we could have created, you could create this in different ways, and some of it we also learned how to tell the stories in different ways, right, dear sisters and brothers? We learned how to put up our flyers in different formats with different elements in the field, with different, what we say, typography. Hopefully you all remember this thing of typography. Just look into the colors and color palettes, making use of the color palettes very differently. We change the designs into different formats, right? These were some of the designs that we had created. Look into the design, dear sisters and brothers. They look very excellent ones. They look very perfect ones, right? Practice makes you perfect. Some of the educational quotes were put up. Some of the, what we say, the backgrounds were touched, right? The concept called as backgrounds, how to have different backgrounds on the frame we have discussed. Okay. These were some of the things, holographic backgrounds, some of the paper cut backgrounds, how to add up all of those and put it up into the format. And also, dear sisters and brothers, this one also was explained. I already told you, you cannot be a good graphic designer unless and until you know how to create your own mockups, right? You have not learned graphic designing unless and until you have not known what are the mockups. And alhamdulillah, yesterday we had learned to create these mockups, right? Yes, no, dear sisters and brothers, hopefully you all remember this thing of creating the mockups. And alhamdulillah, your homeworks that you had submitted were excellently done. Barakallahu fiki. You have already started to design like a pro. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So remember, dear sisters and brothers, now that you have gained the confidence, I just want you all to work on this skill now. Okay, now until you gain the confidence, dear sisters and brothers, you have to work on the skill. You have to work on improving the skill. Okay, once you improve the skill and until you gain perfection, then you can just start serving your clients, inshallah. Start providing the services to the clients. start with the Java projects and more, inshallah ta'ala. So let's begin day 8 of this course. Today we are going to start off. In the previous sessions, we had learned about logo making. Yes, what more, dear sisters and brothers? Logos was designed, codes flyers were designed, Islamic reminders were designed. This totally we told it as a social media graphics was designed. This is a major concept of social media graphics. We have covered it, and we also have covered something called as mockups as well, right? So alhamdulillah, these were the three concepts that we had discussed, 3 to 4 concepts that we had discussed. Now we are going to head on to the topic based, like something like, for example, when you have logos in hand, when you have skills in hand. For example, think that you are a professional. Okay, if you have a skills in hand, for example, you are good at graphic designing. For example, okay, if you are good at, or for example, you have your own company and you are working to provide services. Okay, we had students who had laundry services, who had crochet workshops of their own, who had their own, what we say, different outlets, like something like they were providing services in different ways. Someone was providing services for these ones, what we say, consultations, online therapy, something like that, mental health consultations. Okay, today inshallah we are going to learn, okay, we are going to group these things into one. Today we are going to learn how we are going to create service based flyers. Okay, service based flyers. Okay, if you are a teacher, if you are a student, this will help you in ways that you cannot imagine. Okay, inshallah. So service based flyers today you're going to learn, inshallah. So the very first thing that you're going to learn, if you're going to offer tutoring services, if you're going to offer your own courses, then how you're going to create your own course flyers. Or whenever you're getting the clients, remember, say, dear sisters and brothers, among your relatives or among your near and dear ones, you will have someone who has launched their own courses, right? So they are in need of the course flyers. First thing that they need is a course flyer, right? So that they attract the customers or the clients. So first thing, they might ask you to create a course flyer. So you can do it for them, inshallah. And the next thing that will ask that they want to get it done is they want to launch their courses. How do they launch their courses? They want to make presentations, right? PPTs or the video formats. Okay, that will be discussed in next class. So today we are going to touch the concept of how to create your own course flyers to start your own courses. Okay, inshallah. So first is course flyers. Next we are learning how to create the tutoring flyers. We have some of the educationalists here, some of the educational practitioners. I mean, some of the practitioners are also here. I mean, they are serving in various health related fields, providing health services and more. So inshallah, that will be helpful for you. And some of the business people are here. Someone with the business support services and more. I have got some requests to create some flyers. Inshallah, I'll show you how you're going to create such flyers. Okay, inshallah ta'ala. So today you're going to learn how to provide the service flyers or the course flyers. So these are the 4 concepts. These are major concepts, inshallah. So you have to get to learn these things while you're editing, so that you can provide your clients the services with your, what we say, with your graphic designing skills, inshallah. Are you all ready now? So these are the 4 concepts that we are learning: providing service flyers, providing webinar flyers, tutoring flyers, as well as course flyers. Okay, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, barakallahu fiki, dear sister. We have all of the backgrounds that we had learned in yesterday's class put up here. You can just refer this, dear sisters and brothers, inshallah. It's in the chat box. Okay, so now we are heading on to the actual session, and inshallah, I just want you all to be ready with the 2 devices, one to listen to the session and another for the live practice, inshallah. So let's all begin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Okay, how we are going to start to design the service flyer or the course flyer. Dear sisters and brothers, let's all begin. Kindly type in Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, inshallah. So how to start off with something like how to create your own service flyers or this flyers. Okay, what is your intention when you create a flyer for your course? Okay, for example, design like a pro course. Okay, when we launched this, we had to put it up in the flyer format, right? What is our intention, dear sisters and brothers? We get customers, right? We get the clients, we get the students. Okay, if it is a service, customers. If it is a what we say course, then we need students. So the intention is what? To grab more people to the course, right? So what do you need? You need a flyer. You need a very excellently done flyer, right? You just don't have to have a very old-fashioned, outdated flyer, correct? Yes or no? Okay. You have to create such a flyer that will make your viewer to stop his view on it and look into the flyer again, right? Yes. So inshallah, we're going to start creating very beautiful flyers together, inshallah. So be ready to get most out of this class, inshallah. So the very first thing, create a design. Okay, you can start with intending, like if you are just going to put it on the WhatsApp stories or the WhatsApp advertisement if you're doing, or something like if you're just going to put it on the Facebook or something like that, or you can just go ahead with the flyer format. Type flyer here, okay, flyer or poster format, two in one. Whichever format you like, you can go ahead with that. Okay, we'll just take the A4 sized flyer because this is actually good to go with because we can include all of the contents together in it. Okay, are you all ready? Bismillah. Let's all begin. Yes, sisters and brothers, inshallah. So we have different kinds of flyers that we can start off. Even you, if you want, you can search through the templates. You will get the beautiful ones. But inshallah, I'll help you to learn how to create your flyers by your own, inshallah. Because you're learning the skill of graphic designing, and inshallah, I want you, dear sisters and brothers, to do it all by yourself so that you can put the creativity, all the creativity into the pictures and create a very wonderful stuff, inshallah. Are you all ready to create it along with me? Inshallah, hoping so. So, Alhamdulillah, dear sisters and brothers, let's all begin now. The very first concept that we are going to start is course flyers. Okay, course flyers. Okay, the very first question that I get, okay, I usually get when the students join is, will I be able to create? Will I be able to create the same flyer that you have put up on the what we say about your course? Okay, so this was a frequently asked question. Our flyer is somewhere here. I'll just show you which was the flyer. Probably you all have gone through this one. Okay, somewhere. Yes, this one's right. Hopefully you all remember going through this one, right? So will you be able to create this now? Can you answer this now? Probably you don't have that much confidence to say yes now, but still, yes, it is in brothers, you can create this by yourselves. I'll show you some tricks and tactics how you can do it very easily, inshallah. Where's the other flyer? We had created just two flyers. We are just changing that one once and for all. We could have changed it for every course, but we do not get such time to create for the courses one after another. So we just keep the same and just keep circulating that one itself. Okay. So now, dear sisters and brothers, I'll show you how to create these flyers very easily, very excellently. Okay. For example, what is put up here? It's just something like the black background and then the two borders here. Now, dear sisters and brothers, you all can create more better than this. Now you all have understood what is being put up. This is a golden border. That's all. Golden with black border combination. This is a black, what we say, the background. You can just go ahead and write black background. You'll get it. These are the labels. Okay, labels. You can just make use of the shapes and put it up here. And this is nothing but design like a pro. I just put it. I have just put two text design like a pro was put up with a different font and it was enlarged. That's all. And then what did we do? What else did we do here, dear sisters and brothers? For this one, we gave two field, golden and yellow field, yellow and golden, something like this. And everything is textual content. Hopefully, you have understood this. These ones, the labels, these are the what are these called? These are called as bulletins, right? Yes, everything is textual content. Remember, the textual content will be provided by your client. Okay, once you're working for a client, the textual content will be provided by your client. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'll just put this flyer onto what we say. I'll recreate this flyer for you, inshallah. We'll recreate it together, inshallah. So we'll just head on to first thing that we need for this flyer, dear sisters and brothers, is okay. So what do we need? We need a black background. We'll just go ahead with the element. We'll write black background. Probably we do not have this at first itself. So I'll just put black background and see if we have it over here. If it's not available, let me just go ahead with something else as well. Okay, because I think we have to search for this black background so much to get it onto the screen. So I'll just take something else apart from that. Okay. Okay, instead of wasting my time, I'll just select something that is black. I'll take this one. No, something grayish black I'll take. Else I'll take this one, right? Okay. Well, set images background, something like this. Then What was included? Then we had something like borders. Okay, golden border. You can just write it as golden border. Remember, spelling should be perfect. Golden borders. Okay, you can just click on see all. You will have it somewhere here and there. Just look into these designs. You will have it very excellently done. See, it's over here itself. Can you see that? It's over here itself. You can just put it up here or there. And how to duplicate it and flip it over? See how to flip it over? You just can click here and flip it horizontally or vertically. Vertical, horizontal. Okay, it's a bit in the odd manner, no problem. Okay, the next thing, you have to just add your own logos. For example, if your logos are squared up, dear sisters and brothers, what you all can do is you can just convert those logos into this round shape if you want. Okay, if you want. For example, if we have a squared logo, let me grab a logo now. What was it about? Okay, it's somewhere here. Okay, any logos that that comes to my frame. Let me grab it. Okay, let me just grab. Okay, these were the student made flyers. They were very excellently done, mashallah. Okay, I think I'll just go ahead with the gallery itself and go ahead with Canva designs, Canva images. Okay, let me see something. Okay, I'll just take this business support itself. I'll take this EDU-SITE. No problem. Whichever you like. If you want to place the same thing without round frames, you can just place that as well. For example, if I want this, I'll add to the page. But I have to make sure that it looks perfectly with the outlet. So remember to create the designs, create the logos both for the dark background as well as the lighter backgrounds. If you have something like PNG format, if you want it, if you put it up inside a label and put it up on the screens, then that is well and good as well. Okay. So the very first thing, EDU-SITE. Then we can just write presents. Okay. You can do it together with me if you wish to, because once you learn these things that are put up here, you will get to know how you're going to create it for some other platforms as well. Okay, now you can just have a smaller format of smaller font. Check which is very small. Just looks like okay, Children's Arabic is very smaller one. Okay, present design like a pro. Okay, you can just take any text box, add a text box. Design like a pro. Design like a. It was all put up in the caps, probably. No, it's all in the small itself. So I'll just put it up here. Okay. So now I'm going to show you something very important, dear sisters and brothers. Listen very carefully. Over there, what did I do over there is I just added two of the. Okay, I duplicated this. One was white, another was. I just put it one above another. For another color, what did I do was, okay, for another color, what did I do was I want the color of this golden thing. Okay, so I'll just go ahead with this one. I'll see if the border color is there. If it is not there, what should I do? I can color pick. Hopefully you know how to pick the colors, right? I have discussed this one, color picker, in the second or third class. Okay, so you just can pick the colors. Golden color I want to pick from the screen. I can just go ahead with the color picker. Now I just have to move this and go till here to pick this and type done. Hopefully I've understood how to pick the colors. It's a bit lighter than that. You can just select something more lighter. I'll just go ahead again, color picker. Make sure you're perfectly aligning it. Probably this was selected, okay? Something lighter. You can select something like this, or probably it was somewhat orangish, okay? You can select the upper head color, right? Then the same thing was duplicated, just pro was written in a bit bolder manner. That's all. P and arrow. Okay, textual content, you can change that later. I'm just telling you tricks and tactics how we can include this what we say, redesign the same flyer, because this was frequently asked question that will be able to create the same flyer. So just wanted to show you how we can create that very, very easily without any, what we say, without any glitch, inshallah. So white, and upon that I just placed it something like this. Okay, so that's all. Then the color is mismatching here. You can just go ahead again and select orangish color that is over there, or pick something that is like this. No, it's not at all like this. Or you can even pick it from this page as well. Okay, this page as well. So I think it's here. Or you can grab the element and put it up here and we can just recreate it. Okay, what I'm going to do is just see here, I'll copy this image. I'll paste this image here. Okay, I'll shorten this up. Okay, I already told you, you can make use of the image palette that is here to use the colors. Okay, you can just go ahead with the colors, and now with this image palette shows you which color is it in the image, and you can just use it very beautifully. That's all. Okay, so this is done. Next thing that I hear, dear sisters and brothers, is all the textual content. This will be provided by your clients. If your client doesn't provide it, what you all can do is, you can just take help from the chat GPT. That's all. Okay, so I'll just duplicate this one, presence, and there is a, this is what we say, this is a tagline that you write, tagline, or what we say, one liner, okay, one liner of the quote, what you'll learn how to earn through designing, or we could also write, learn graphic designing, photo editing, and video editing with Canva. Okay, so you can write that, or learn to earn through editing. What we say, this is just a single liners. You can just search it on the chat GPT, you will have it all there. Okay. Come on, try this along, inshallah. Okay, the next thing, we were starting off with the labels. Let me go ahead with the labels. And what did I do was, I just took a random shape, something like this, okay? This shape. See, how am I making it this shape into a label? Okay, so now what did I do was, I added multiple colors to this. Fine, this is multiple coloring. Fine, I mean gradient color to this. Now then what did I do with this was, I just added a corner rounding to this, like this, okay? Then I increased it in size. See, now this is how I make labels of myself. Instead of grabbing it from somewhere, I make use of the labels in this way. Now for this gradient, if you want to make sure you're arranging it one above another like this, you can arrange it. Okay. Now if you want to give it a shadow look also, you have effects. Okay. You can even give more looks to this. Okay. So you have very excellent options. You can just go ahead with those options and create it as you wish to. Fine. So intensive course, you can write whatever you want. If you want, you can write it inside the shapes itself. Intensive course. Intensive course. Okay, once it's done, you just have to change its colors. Coloring, let it be black coloring. What I'll do, I'll just click this, I'll change the coloring, and also I'll increase its font size. Okay, then we can change the, what we say, change the sizes of the fonts and more. You can do that later as well. But for now, remember a few of the things that is being taught, how to create your own shapes, how to create your own labels. Now these things should be duplicated up, okay? To make sure you're doing it for different things. What will you learn? It is being put up here. You can just make sure you're adding it like this. What will you learn? See how beautifully we have created the logo, labels as such, right? Okay, then everything is textual content. You can just write it. For example, I'll just write something. I'll just duplicate it. It's all textual content. You can write it by on. Okay, the next thing, something over here was included. I'll duplicate it somewhere here. And this is how you duplicate and make sure you're keeping a beautiful, what we say, copy of whatever is being put up there. Okay, the next thing is all the textual content. Now you can just type, see your bulletins. You can type bulletin, or you can just write bullet point over here. Fine, you will get it all. So what bullet points do you require? You can just go ahead with that. Fine. I think it's white and white on this one. I'll just grab this one and just change its color. That's all. White color. Okay, and then white color, make sure it's properly white. Okay, we can just put it up here. Then what was being done over there, dear sisters and brothers, was, okay, I'll just make sure it's a bit away from the screen so that I give a print bleed to it. Okay, then I'll just duplicate it, place it perfectly aligned with this. See how, what am I doing? Once you place this like this, then you can just duplicate it further, and these things will properly align by itself. Okay, so this is how you do it. Okay, now next thing is textual content. I'll just duplicate the same things. You just have to add the same things here and there, duplicate it again, place it here perfectly. 2.1, duplicate, 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 duplicate. Now textual content is all yours. Do it with very, what we say, with whatever you can, whatever course you're launching, you can just put it up like this. Fine. Next, if you want to include, this is a Zoom webinar or something like that, you can just write Zoom and take the Zoom wordings. I mean, Zoom this one from this. elements from this. Okay, and write it in white. And you can even write the meeting ID if you wish to. Whatever it's put up there, you can just do it by yourselves. And then if you want to write where to register, how to register, then you can get the phone numbers, phone number or something like that. For the phone, I can just take this flyer on, take this logo out, and you can just put it up here and there. This probably on the left side, we can put it wherever you wish to. Something like this. Register now. I can just add your phone number there. That's all. So this is how it was made, dear sisters and brothers. You can just see it's quite easy. Everything is textual content. This was a power button that I had included over there. This button, power button. And this is everything is very easy. This is a Canva logo. Who can join? Bullet points again. Okay, hopefully you have understood by now how to create these things, right? Isn't it easy now? Can you please type in whether it's easy? You can create more beautiful stuff than this, right? Yes? Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, so mashallah. So I'll just get into the chat box. Okay, got it. Okay, you just have to set it to the background. Yes, Alhamdulillah. It's all cleared up, right? Okay. So this is how you just create your own banners beautifully. That's all. So if you want to, for example, if you want to get inspired from other designs as well, you can Google some of the designs and you can just see how beautifully you can create it by your own. Okay. You can just duplicate those designs on this Canva template. Fine. And this one, yes, sisters and brothers, it was something like the greenish background that I had selected here because this smartphone had a green catalog there. So I selected greenish background. So what I'll do is I'll just show you with the smartphone. The same thing, I'll just reciprocate it. Smartphone. I can just go ahead with the frames and see if it is available now. Probably it's not available. Smartphone frame. Or let me just go ahead with the smartphone mockup. Okay, it was somewhere here with the greenish catalog. Okay, let me go ahead with that itself because I want to show you how I selected those green kind of background. Okay, something like this. Okay, I'll just settle down for this one. It was not this, it was something else. You can go ahead and see smartphone mockups. Hopefully, by now you have understood how to use your own mockups, right? Hopefully, you have understood how to include your own mockups, how to put up the frames inside the mockups. Okay. For example, if I use this one, okay, I wanted the same specific one, but it's not here, so I'll just go ahead with this one. Okay. If I want to rotate it, I can rotate it like this. Okay. Hopefully you all have understood how to rotate these things, right? What did I do was I included another flyer in the inside this, the other flyer that we have, for example, let me just go ahead with the uploads and see. Okay, this flyer, I'll just put it up inside this. And now the backgrounds were easily designed. So we just have to create one beautiful background. That's all. You can just go ahead with probably I selected some emerald green kind of background. I'll just show you which was the background that I had selected. It was emerald green, okay? Emerald green background because this was emerald green catalog that I had in the frame. So this one, emerald green, this one catalog was there. So I selected emerald green kind of background. That's all. Okay. You can design your flyers very beautiful, dear sisters and brothers. You just have to use your skills in very beautiful ways, inshallah. So emerald green background, you can just go ahead with the photos. Remember photos. Okay, let's see if we get ahead with the same one, same one. If it's not there, then that's fine. We can settle down for something else if it's not there. Okay, let me just get that itself. Okay, so this requires lots of patience to select the right color, right background. You require a bit more patience, fine. So probably it's not here. I mean, it will be there. It will be very, what we say, after searching along, you will get it. I'll just select this one itself, okay, and add it as a background. So something like this was included here. Okay, it's emerald green. Fine, it was a emerald green. I'll just see if this dark emerald green. It's on the store. You can just see if it's over here and there. Selected beautifully. That's all. Okay, I couldn't find it, so no problem. You just have to wait and make sure you're finding it and aligning it perfectly with the screen. So this is how we can just duplicate some of the things and the stuff. Okay. You have some other backgrounds called as satin backgrounds as well. Satin will also be helpful, very helpful when you just go ahead with this kind of field. Okay. Satin backgrounds. I'll show you how you are going to use the satin backgrounds inshallah in next classes wherein you're going to learn the business cards or something like that. Fine. Okay. That's not here, no problem. I just don't want to waste the time that we have. Then what did we design here was simply the textual content. We can just take some simple textual content like this. I'll take this one itself. I'll ungroup it up. Okay. And then again, design like a pro was included there. On design like a pro. Design like a. Okay, I'll make sure it's a bit smaller. And then instead of this and I'll write pro. Then dear sisters and brothers, the textual content is all your choice, whichever you want, you can just go ahead with that. But now I'll just select these two textual contents together. Okay. I'm just showing how you are going to duplicate the same thing. That's all. Uh, we were not creating the same stuff, like we didn't get the same backgrounds or something like that. We just had to search it a bit more. And then what was included over here was this lines. Okay, the line was included, so you can just go ahead with all, and you can just see a line there. You can just grab the shapes, go ahead with the shapes, and see you'll get these lines in the frame. Okay, these lines. You can just make sure these lines are put up like this to make some separations. Okay, and the colors, if you want to change, you can make it white. And also, this line, dear sisters and brothers, was had a reduced transparency. Okay, you can just see here, had a reduced transparency. Then everything is skills that you learn and everything. This label is again created with a shape. I'll take this round shape and create this label. That's all. Okay, this round shape. I mean this shape. And then for this, let me add white color. Okay, I'll just put this shape here. Okay, how did I create that? I already told you. Something like this is put up, and it is put up like this. And you can give a corner rounding to this. Okay, full of corner rounding. And then if you want, you can add more effects to this by giving it a shadow look, or even by giving it a bit of what we say hypered up look. Or you can just duplicate the same thing and place it one above another and make it this much big, and make sure you are just making a bit lighter color than the previous one and sending it backward. Send backward. Okay, something like this also you can make. Okay, so this was something that was put up here, and this is all easy now. And now this is a cell phone thing, and this is a location. That's all. Okay, so this is just the duplication of the flyers that we had created. Fine. Now we're going to start with the actual things. These were two course flyers that we have created together. Now we'll just start off with some other course flyers, inshallah, together. Right? These are the course flyers. Now you just have to add up what we say. What is the rest of the things that is required, dear sisters and brothers? It is nothing but textual content. That's all. The textual content is all your client. Your client will give you. Okay. If your client doesn't give you and he tells you to do it by yourself, then you have to take the help from ChatGPT. How would you do that? You just have to type in there that what is the content to be written. If I'm launching a course on graphic designing, then you can just go ahead with that or something like that. Okay. I'll just write some of the stuff so that you won't find this very okay. Now you can just change the textual content. Remember, the fonts should be changed. Do not keep the fonts that are put up over there. Remember that. Fine. Change the fonts, and just create a masterpiece. Remember, you just have to not settle down for the fonts that are put up over there. No, make sure you are using different font styling, and just creating a beautiful and wonderful stuff. Okay. So inshallah, we'll just go ahead with another one. We are going to start off now. Okay. We're going to start with the very first thing. The course flyers is done. Okay, we just created one or two course flyers. So inshallah, we'll create another course flyer now after this, because I just want to show you with the webinar flyer. Then I'll go show you with the service flyer, and again we'll get back to the course flyers, inshallah. So webinar flyers. I'll just create one webinar flyer for you all, inshallah. Come on, dear sisters and brothers. Let's go ahead. So I'm just starting off. See some of the techniques that I'm doing here. Okay, I'll just start with some of the things like curves. Okay, I'll just take two curve. Okay, I'll just go ahead and see what kind of curves are here. This curve is here. I'll just put this curve here. Fine. Some of the things that you all can do together. Fine. Come on, I'll just increase it inside. I'll just put it up somewhere here like this. Okay, I'll duplicate it. This is called as designing. You can design your post by yourselves. Here, I have put it up here. Fine. Or you can put it up somewhere here. It's all yours. Okay, next thing. Next thing what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of adding the, what we say, adding the frames to this. Okay, frames to this. Let me grab a round frame first. I'll show you a round frame. Okay, so webinar, what am I thinking of launch this webinar is, it should be a webinar based on any topic as such. Okay, let me put this up like this. Right. Now I just want to put this behind, but before that I'll just add a photo of a webinar thing. Okay, so webinar, what comes to your mind when it is of a webinar? You can just go and select from the store. You can see what webinar graphics are here, the photos are here. You can select some of the webinar kind of photos. Okay, I'll take this one, I'll put it up here. Okay, and make sure this is aligned properly. Okay, I think it just should be a bit downwards. Then I'll just go ahead with this one. I'll just put this a bit downwards. Right? You can do it in your own way. Okay, now I'll just send this backwards. Layer, send it to back. Done. So this is just a way that we did. Then, dear sisters and brothers, now this is just a photo that we had included in the round format. And then I have added two arrows to this, something above it and something below it. Now, what is this? I just separated the area. To capture the photo, I just wrote it above the photo for this. And then the textual content that whatever I want to write, I'll write it below this. Okay. Now I'll just make use of the text boxes and create a magical content now. Okay. So I'll just go ahead. Now I'll ungroup this. I'll write webinar on. Webinar on. Okay, any webinars. Come on, dear sisters and brothers. You can just even write about the classes or whatever you're offering. Courses, webinar on. Okay, create it for yourself. Create one, inshallah. Let's create one together. Webinar on. Okay, let me just write it for designing Islamic flyers. Designing Islamic flyer. Islamic flyer. Okay, increase this, decrease this, increase this, decrease this, or you can just make use of this something that is above you. I mean the fonts format you can select. Okay, this font styling is not that good, so I'll just select some other font. Let me just see what is a good font here. I'll just select this one. No, it's also not good. Okay, so whenever you select the fonts, make sure you're selecting beautifully. Okay, selecting all of it very beautifully. Webinar on designing Islamic flyers. Okay, let it be a smaller because this is very small. If you want to further increase it, no problem, you can increase it. Okay, it's over here. Okay, so we have very small space that is put up here to fill up the content. So we'll just see if we can fill up the content inside this. The colors you can just you just don't have to worry. You can change the colors later. I'll assign a background color, something like grayish color. Okay, I cannot assign the grayish color. We'll assign something else. We'll do that later because color palette will help us do that. We'll just assign something. It's not at all good color, fine. So next thing you can just start ahead with who is the speaker. You can go with the elements and take a Muslim kind of picture, or if the picture, if you want to put up who is hosting the webinar, you can even put up those. And let me just get it from the this one. Okay, I'll just put this up. Or whatever, dear sisters and brothers, Muslim, I have just put this up. You can just keep it here, and then you have to write who is hosting the webinar. I'll just duplicate the same thing, and I'll just write speaker. Okay, come on, reproduce these things with me so that you will understand how to get different stuffs to be done very excellently together. Okay, so then we'll just duplicate this itself. I'll write my Mishal here. Okay, I'll just reduce this. I'll make sure it's put up exactly below that. So this is called as alignment. Probably you all remember this. Then the things that you all have to put up, like if you want to write how much is this costing you, or whether it's free or free of cost webinar. So I'll just see if 100% free webinar is available here. 100% free. Okay, you can even include some other steps like what you're going to do here. You have to include the topics, right? What you're going to cover, something like that. So you can include whatever is here. Just okay, for example, these things are 100% free, or just you can write this, take this tag and write free webinar somewhere here. Yes, this also looks good. Free webinar. Okay, match it well with the background. Do not just settle down with something like that and put it up as such. Make sure you're matching it very well with the background. Speaker is done, then you just have to write a punchline, right? You have to have a punchline. Okay, learn to earn your akhirah through your designing, something like that. Can we put up as a punchline, right? Learn to learn to learn to work for the Deen of Allah through designing, or something like that, or something like that. The punchline can be put up. Make sure the punchline is in not in the caps. Okay, this should not be put up in the caps. Hopefully you know how to change it, right? Learn to, okay, make a source for your Satkajaria. Okay, make a whole source for your Satkajaria. Okay, something like that. You can just try. You can just write a punchline. It's not getting into my mind right now. You can write any punchline that you want, and then you have to write when is it being launched, right? Date, time. You can just go ahead with some elements like this. Date. Okay, you need date icon, so you'll just grab this date icon. Okay, put it up here. Okay, so these are the things that are required, these are required, yes, system to this, these things. So remember to use, make sure that you're going to use these things. Okay, timings, this is required. Make sure you're aligning this very perfectly. Fine. Okay, you have to align it very perfectly with whatever. Then you have to write it all. Okay, writing is all your content. Okay, then where to register, how to register. If you want to add simple labels, you can go ahead, just write label there and see label. Okay, see in the labels you will get beautiful ones. You can write take the label, for example, this label, you can put it up here. Okay, you can just write where to contact. Okay, this label I'll put here, and who to contact to register, like that. Those things, contact, where to, just look here, contact. I'll just grab this, I'll put this up here. See how beautifully you can do this, right? See here, this here you can write, and then the contact number you can write it, right? So the textual content is all yours now. Okay, you just have to write the textual content all by yourself. That's all. That's 917332943, something like this. The colors are not at matching, not at all matching. So now you can just change the colors very beautifully using what? Can you all just let me know? What will help you to choose the colors differently, excellently? Yes? Come on, please type in. Let's see. Colors. I'll show you. This was the thing that we created without using the colors. I'll show you how it turns out to be, okay? Go ahead with the styles. Go ahead with the design. Go ahead with the styles. And go to the color palettes. Now just see how you can convert this to the very excellent finished product. Okay? Just look into this, dear sisters and brothers. How beautiful you can convert something very excellently into the different colors. Okay? Make sure you're settling down to something that you love. Okay? Okay. So this way you can change the colors and make sure you're adding a beautiful feel to your, what we say, the design that you have created. And also the font combinations here are not that great. So I just want you to select the fonts very perfectly, very excellently, and you can put it up in different ways, right? This is just a copy, how we can create the flyers all by yourselves and different ways, inshallah. Okay, make sure you're not settling down to the something that you don't like, okay? Please make sure. Make sure you're creating the masterpiece. And then, okay, let me select something that is very excellent. I'm not finding good color combinations. The moreover, the photo that is put up there is not that, what we say, attractive. You can change the photo if you wish to put it up more attractively. Okay, so okay, let it this way, this one. We'll go ahead and change the photo itself. Webinar. Let it be a bit of brownish feel. Photos, something like this. Let me put up. Okay, this is okay. This is fine to go with. And also we can change the colors of these now. Black and white. If you want, you can manually change it if you wish to. Something like this, webinar on. And you can just include some typography. Okay. So now I'll just show you some other ways, dear sisters and brothers. I'll just duplicate this up. Okay. Or I can just start with another one. I will just start with another one. Come on, dear sisters and brothers. This was a webinar kind of this one that we had worked on. I just want you all to work on very important thing together, inshallah. Service flyer. Okay. We are going to start creating a service flyer, which is called as graphic designing service. Okay. Now, because you are all learning something called as graphic designing, you have to provide service for your clients in the future, right? So inshallah, we are going to create a graphic designing service flyer all together, inshallah. So come on, dear sisters and brothers, I just want you all to start with a text box. And what we are going to write, I'll just take the very first one itself. I'll ungroup it up. I'll just write, what are we starting to give service on? Service flyer, right? So let me just write service here. I'll delete it all. SER, service, fine, service. So what service are we going to start with? Graphic designing service, right? Come on, do it together with me. This is the thing that you all must do together with me. Must. Okay? Everyone must have one copy of this in their hand. Okay? Inshallah. Write it. Come on, graphic designing. Everyone must have one copy of this graphic designing service flyer with them. Fine? Because this will help you to start earning, inshallah ta'ala. You just have to put it up on the social sites. I'll tell you how to utilize this thing, inshallah, very differently. Come on, dear sisters and brothers, you have to do this together with me. Okay? Reduce the font size, increase this up. That's all. Increase this. Graphic designing. Okay, I just selected the manual fonts. You don't have to select this itself or that itself. It's all up to you. Service is quite bolded up. I'll just reduce the bolding and I'll just place it here. Okay, this is how I just make use of the typography. Typography is nothing but having the different fonts differently. That's all. Okay, now you can select a beautiful, what we say, background. If you want, you can play with the colors as well. Now I'll select with the background and show you some beautiful backgrounds, blue background, black backgrounds, whatever blue background I'll just take. I'll see if we have beautiful blue backgrounds. I'll go ahead with the photos and see. Okay, this background is very excellent. So what I'll just put, I'll just replace the background, something like this. Okay, if I want, I'll just make sure this is white. And this also is white. Okay, this looks good. This looks classy. Then you just have to put a punchline. Hopefully you know the punchline, how you're going to place a punchline. Oh, it should be in a smaller format. So I'll just go ahead and see if we have some small. I'll take this. Okay. Then you can just write punchlines. For example, your work, my, what we say, your work, my passion. Or your, what we say, your, um, it can be put up something like, it's the punchline that you have to put up. You can just go ahead and search for the chat GPT. Let me just go ahead with this one, Chrome browser, and show you how you're going to go ahead with something called as chat GPT. Let's start with chat GPT. Okay, come on, please type punchlines for graphic designing course. I mean, sorry, graphic designing service. Come on, please type it. Punchline for graphic designing service. You can tell it aloud, but it won't actually take it here instead. So I'm just tapping it. Punchline for graphic designing service. Okay, turning ideas into stunning visuals. Turning ideas into stunning visuals. Your vision, our design. Okay, this is excellent. You can even have a multiple of it. I'll just copy this up. I'll just put it up in the Canva. I'll just put it. Turn ideas into reality. Okay, it is all bolded up. How to change from the bold or what we say capital letter? This is here. Okay, this is how you do it. Okay, come on, you have to do this together with me. This is how you're going to start providing your services to your clients, inshallah. Turning ideas into stunning visuals, your vision, our design. It's your vision that is going to be our design. You have to put it up exactly below this. Punchline will describe more about you, right? So let it be in a very smaller format. I've taken this one. Yes, this is good. Your design, your vision, our designs. So this is very excellent. Okay. If you want, you can even further what we say, reduce this up. You can change the font, let it be a bit different font itself. The play pen sans, if you want to write it something like this as well, you can write it. It's all up to you how you want to make sure the things are aligned. Come on, this is the thing that you have to do it. You have to create. No matter what, if you have not created other designs, this is must and should. Please. Okay, so who is presenting this? For example, if you have created a logo for yourself, if you have created a logo for yourself, for example, we have had students who created their logos for themselves. Okay, if you want, for example, I'll take this Almun Academy at the page. If you have created by your own names, dear sisters and brothers, okay, Almun Academy, you can place it at the center or place it at the side, or you can mention the flyers that you have created till now. I'll just duplicate the same thing. Almun Academy presents, okay, presents graphic designing service. Okay, and this way you can write. Or dear sisters and brothers, what else can you do, dear sisters and brothers, with this is, okay, this is totally bolded up. So I'll just change this caps to the small letters. Okay, presence, let it be smaller, something like this. Or if you want to add your own logos, if you are not a what we say team or something like that, then you have your own logos. Create your own logos. I already told you how to create. Make sure you are creating it for your own selves. Okay, make sure you are creating some logos for yourselves. For example, okay, we had students with the names who had created the logos for themselves. I'll just see if we have someone. Okay, there's Salva Rasul here. This was a student from previous batch who created a logo for themselves. Okay, this is how you create the logos for your name with your name. Salva Rasul presents the graphic designing service. And then this is a punchline that you have to put up. Then, dear sisters and brothers, you can even include, now what you're going to do, you can include all of your designs that you have created till now in a frame. Okay, what frames can you take? Let's see what frames can you take. Just see if you can take round frames if you want. If you want, you can take something like a collage kind of frames, all of the collage. Let me just go ahead and write collage frame. Okay, collage frames. Okay, we do not have collage frames. Okay, we have collage frames. In this way you can just start and keep the very first one. Now in this you have to add all of your flyers. For example, whatever flyers you have created till now. Okay, yesterday's flyer I'll add to the page, this flyer I'll add to the page. Come on, you have to do this together with me. Come on, dear sisters and brothers, I just want you all to do this. This is the thing that you have to work on no matter what. Add to the page. Okay, so this way now we are going to add one here, one here. Okay, so these are the collage frames that you all can include. So this way, are you doing it along with me? Please start with if yes. Add to the page, put it up here. Okay, collage frames, remember to write the spelling perfectly. Collage, COLLAGE, collage frames. If you want to add the logos there as well, just see here, this is how you do it. Hopefully understanding this. You can write this one, presents graphic designing service. If you don't want to include this one, I mean what we say, if you don't want to include the names of someone individual, or you can write your own name. I provide graphic designing services. You can write okay, provides instead of this. We intend to provide, or something like that. Okay, something you can just remove this. Okay, so this way you can just add different frames, or you can just go ahead and see how many different collages you can have. You can have something like this star collage, right? Instead of that. So now you can remove this. You can detach all the fits, okay? Detach images. You can detach all the images and put it up inside this, okay? So make sure you are following a beautiful pattern, fine? In this way, you can follow a beautiful pattern, and then you can create the collage very beautifully. This is called as collage frame, okay? You can put all your designs in this collage frames. Okay, so select something beautiful. If you want to put up in this one also you can do it. Go ahead with. Okay, all your designs in one. Make sure you put all of the designs in one. Hopefully by now you have understood how to use the frames, right? Hopefully you have understood it. What you have to do, you have to put all the frames, you have to put it on the screen, and then you just have to put the images inside it. That's all. This is collage frame. Remember that. Okay, so let me select something beautiful so that we'll add all of these things together. Okay, you can even add something like this. Okay, all of the photos together, something like this. And you could just have to send these things downwards, that's all. Or you can add something, this pattern of this pattern. There are 3 designs you can add here. You can duplicate the same pattern, you can add it here, and you can make sure you're adding all of your designs that you have created till now inside this. Okay? Understanding this? Why am I using this? Add to the page, put it up here. Okay, probably this is just for the single frame. You can just select some other frames that have multiple copies, at least 5 to 6 you need, right? Into the frames. You can just go ahead with this one if you wish to. Something like this you can write. Or you can, I think you can even further go ahead like this and place the frames or something like that. It's all your wish. It's your way of doing. I'm just showing you how to utilize these things very differently, very beautifully. Okay. So this is done. Okay, let me just remove that. What else can you do? You can even add this one and duplicate it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, something like that as well. Or you can even make use of this one as well. Okay, you can flip it over like this and add 3 to 4 designs inside this. Okay, make sure you're creating it very, very beautifully. Fine. Okay, let it be like this. Let's place this here. I'll duplicate this around. I'll place it here. I'll duplicate this around. What am I going to do is I just think of flipping it over. Let's see if we can flip this up. No, it's not possible. So we'll just keep that as such. Okay, I'll just take this away. Come on, do this together with me. It looks very classy when you have added the things to it. Fine. Now, if you want, you can change the colors to this as well. I'll change it to the white bordering. White bordering. White coloring. Something like this. And then we just have to add the images, whatever images we have created, because we are going to provide the services, right? So services for our what we say our graphic designing skill that we have provided, that we have learned. So we can just add it all to the page and just put it up here and there. That's all, so that your clients will know what kind of post you have created till now. Okay, come on, this is the thing that you all must do for yourself. Okay, must is must. Okay, let's just put it up here. Somewhere here, somewhere here, somewhere here. Okay, make sure you're doing it perfectly, aligning it there, how to put it up. Hopefully you know how to put inside the frames, right? You just have to send it here and there, that's all. Okay, let me send it here, and the last one over here. So this is how you can mention that you have created these many designs. Graphic designing service. Turn your ideas into into visuals, and then your vision is our passion, or it is our design. It's your vision, and then we just have designed it. Then you can go ahead with the elements and the labels. Okay, come on, you have to do this together. I'm also giving you the content, fine. I'm also giving you the content because I want you all to do this for yourself. One thing for yourself. Come on. This is just a label that I've added, taken the label from this elements and put it up here. That's all. Okay, the next thing, I'll just take this, I'll duplicate it. I'll make sure I'll put it here. What are the services? Our services. What are the services that you're going to provide your sisters and brothers? Can you all please mention to me? Graphic designing services itself, right? Yes. So what is the graphic designing services that you can provide for now, inshallah, after this course? Logo designing. You can do this very, very, very easily. Logo designing. What else? What else? Come on, please mention. What are the services that you all can provide? Logo designing, social media graphics. Yes, yes, you all can do that very, very excellently, very, very innovatively, and very interestingly. You just have a pro application in hand. Please don't hesitate and start providing services now, inshallah. So our services, I'll just include it a bit bigger. That looks very classy. You can even have some narrow fonts. If you don't like it, you just can write narrow here. Okay, narrow fonts. I usually prefer having some narrow fonts to these things. Not this, to go narrow. Okay, not even this. Okay, this is fine, but I think there is some kind of spacing there. Okay, let me just remove that letter spacing. They have reduced the letter spacing, so let it be this one. Okay, now it looks very classy. Our services, something like this you can write. And then you can just write what are the services that you're going to provide. I'll just duplicate the same thing. Now you will just have to write the services that you're going to provide, right? So logo design, a logo designing. Yes, you're going to provide that, inshallah. Once you're done with this course, you have to start off with the providing the services, right? Logo designing. So if you want, you can even include the bulletin points. Okay. Now you can just write logo designing services. What more can you provide, dear sisters and brothers? Can you please let me know? You can provide the service for the social media graphics for now. And then what more? What more services can we provide? Can you all provide? Logo designing service? What else? Please mention. Eye-catching flyers you can make. You can make social media graphics, and then you can even create the flyers. Come on, eye-catching flyers. Please write it. Remember, keep updating this thing until your until the last session for this course, okay? Because my students, dear sisters and brothers, have already started to provide the services. They have also gained the internships in various platforms. Recently, I had a student who had gained an internship for a hospital. She's working every day for creating the flyers for them every day. Take it from me, every day she's working and creating the flyers for them. And they have different flyers, I mean, different services put up there. So she's got this opportunity once she has put this flyer out, okay? So this is the thing, this is the way you can just start earning. This will actually be a very great passive income for you, inshallah. So wedding invitations, inshallah, this you'll learn, you're going to learn. Wedding invitation flyers, even wedding invitation, these ones, videos you can make and you can earn, okay? What more? You have so many things that you'll learn, inshallah. I just want you all to write this every day. I mean, keep updating this. Business cards you'll learn. You'll learn how to design your own business flyers. You'll learn how to design your sales flyer, inshallah. So, inshallah, tune in, dear sisters and brothers. You will learn it all here, inshallah. So, just okay. So, I'll just give a spacing here, line spacing, so that it doesn't look very cluttered up. Okay. So, alhamdulillah, this is fine. Our services. Then you can just also write why chooses, why you're going to choose us. Okay. I'll just take this up. I'll select multiple. Done. I'll just group. If you want, you can group this. Group it up and just copy it. That's all. What am I going to do? I'm just going to take this, create a multiple copy of it if I wish to. Okay. Three dot button, duplicate it, and I'll place it here. Our services, and then you can just write why you're going to choose this. Why chooses. Okay. This is the thing that you have to write. What is the unique things, or what are the features that you're going to provide? Okay. One important thing is you have to be open to get their reviews. Okay. You have to be open for their reviews, or you can just write we are affordable. They're providing the service very affordable. Okay. This is a frequently asked question, dear sisters and brothers. How much should I charge for a single flyer? Okay. So you can just write, dear sisters and brothers, it's according to your confidence that you have gained in designing. Okay. So if you think that I can create very excellently, then you just can go ahead with creating, taking at least 300 rupee per flyer. Okay. Per flyer. Multiple revisions you can provide. Okay, these are the features that you have to include. If your client asks you for the revisions, you have to make sure you are providing at least one revision. Fine. Revisions, hopefully you have understood what is revision, right? You just have to change the flyer according to them, their regards, and just provide it for them. Okay. Then you can just write another labels. Take the labels here from here. If you don't like these labels, take some other labels and then include it here. Let's see if we have some other labels. Come on, do it along with me, inshallah. It's an important thing that you have to do. You can take whatever, grab the labels. I'll just see label. The beautiful label. This label is beautiful. I'll just take this label. Okay. I'll just take this one here, and we'll put it up here. Why chooses? Instead of this, I'll just write get your designs done. Get your designs. Designs. Okay, then you just have to write the name, whatever name you have, or whatever. If you have your own design pages, dear sisters and brothers, write the design pages For example, if you have the Instagram pages, we have students who have their own Instagram designing pages. You can just write your designing, what we say, wherever you have put up all your designs onto, you can send a link over there. Fine. You can have a link for that. Fine. And then what else, dear sisters and brothers? The phone number. The phone number you have to mention from where they have to get your service done, right? So phone icon. You have to take a phone icon and the white. It's white, and you can just include it here somewhere here. Fine. So the next thing, your phone number should be provided. I want you all to write your own phone numbers here. Please make sure you're writing it. You have to do this for yourself. I already told you this is a compulsory thing for this entire course. Fine. 38294 Okay. Change it to white. Okay. Change it to change the coloring to white. Hopefully you're doing it together with me. Okay. You just have to see here in how many minutes? 45 minutes. We have created at least 3 different flyers. So dear sisters and brothers, you just have to spend a bit of more time and create it very beautifully. Now you just have, you can add some features that you can write. For example, if there is someone who is having the early bird offer, if you want to offer, then you can even have the early bird discount. If you have 50% off for someone, you can even have that. Okay, something like this, early bird discount. If it is there, you can just offer this. And then, for example, if you want to put a round there, a round, you just can write round there, and just see if you can grab some round kind of feel there. For example, this one, I can grab this one and put it up here, round kind of this one. I can just go ahead with white one. Okay, see how beautiful it looks, right? Then again, get your designs done here. If you want to add some arrow marks to this arrow, just look into this design, how beautiful you can create it. Arrows, you can go ahead with the photos, I mean the graphics in the arrows, and see. For example, I'll take this arrow up, I'll rotate it. Okay, this services, you can just get your designs done from this. Okay, this services, you can get it done, get your design. Okay, if you are providing 50% off on your designs, you can go ahead with those offers. 40% off, and you can just go ahead with 40% off. You can make sure you are having something like this, I mean whitish kind of feel. Okay, 40% off. Here I'll just add that tag. Okay, 40% off. Okay, something like this. Hopefully you all loved it, right? Loved creating this together with me, inshallah. Come on, dear sisters and brothers. I want one copy of this to be produced, and inshallah, I want you all to put this up today or after this entire course onto your social media. Okay, I want you to put this service flyers on wherever you want. WhatsApp groups, on your WhatsApp stories, on your different, what we see, different platforms, inshallah, dear sisters and brothers. Okay. Okay, hopefully you have understood how you are going to create. Yes, inshallah, you learn how to create your own presentations. Yes, I just saw the chat box. Yes, you can even please write the presentations. You know, this is a handsome earning income through which you can earn. The presentations, by making the presentations, you know, your clients will offer at least 3 to 4K just to make a presentation. I'll show you on the various platforms like Fiverr and the Upwork. I'll show you how they earn through the presentations, because presentation will have 25 to 26 slides, right? So when you just offer your services on those platforms, at that time you will understand how you can just earn very handsome amount through these banners you can create. You can just write all the services and all together here and just write it in this way. Fine. You have various ways of doing it, dear sisters and brothers. If you don't like this, create it differently. You have ways of doing this in the meantime I was able to create only this much. I have ideas that you cannot imagine. I can just show you hundreds of ideas through which you can just create this thing very beautifully, very excellently. Fine. So I'll just create it for another one. I'll show you just a moment, inshallah. I'll just create another one. I'm just thinking of a very simple one, graphic design. Let me just go ahead with the graphic design without any delay. Graphic design. Okay, just see here. I just have some other idea as well. So I'm just showing it to you. Okay, I'll just take 1 or 2 of the photos here. I'll take this one. I'll put it up here. Okay, I'll take this one. I'll put it up here. Simply, I'm just doing it like a simple thing. Okay, okay, come on. I'll just put this up here. Or let it be simple, one itself. Okay, one itself. Okay, then I'll just take the textual content. I'll add this one itself because it's at the first itself, so I'm just taking the same font. Okay, now graphic designing service or else graphic designing courses, whatever. I'm just showing you how we can create the flyers very differently. Graphic designing. have so much in mind which we can create, but we are having very short time through which we have to graphic design service. Let me just write service. Okay, I'll just shorten this up further, increase it in size. Service. Okay, colors we'll do that later. Graphic designing, I'll just write it here. Service, I'll write it here because okay, this looks classy. Okay, these are the ways that you can go ahead with. Then okay, one important thing, dear sisters and brothers, headers and footers will help you in the ways that you cannot imagine. Just go ahead and write header and see. Header. Please type. Whatever I'm telling you, I just want you to type it. Headers. See here, how you can just write the headache, we make use of the headers. These are called as the headers. Okay, you can just write this header over here. See how beautifully you can use this. And also you have something called as footers. Okay, footers. You can just go ahead with the footers and just grab it and place it as a footers like this. Okay, you can even tilt this up and place it at the bottom. Fine. I'll just select something according to the header that I've selected. Let's see something. Okay, I'll take this footer. Okay, no need of this. Okay, I'll take this footer. Okay, this is too lightish. No, it's too light. I'll take this. No, it's too. Okay, this way you have to select the footers and headers. Okay, and also if this is just the headers. Okay, I'll show you footers. Footers are very excellently available. Write it, footer. Okay, we usually make use of the footers to create all the stuff. Okay, I'll show you how I make use of these footers and create the stuffs. I'll just take one of it here. Okay, this one. Okay, which one am I thinking of taking? Okay, I'll take this footer. Okay, this is a footer. See, what am I going to do? Just see here what I did. I'll just add this footer here. Done. Okay, just see carefully what am I going to do. Okay, I have added it at the midst of the screen. Fine. Don't you worry. You don't have. You don't worry about this stuff. Okay. Next, what am I going to thinking of doing is I'll add a shape. Shape. Okay. Shape. Square shape. And this shape should have the color, same color of this. Okay, let it be till here, and let the color of this shape be the same as the footer. Okay, this. So this way I can just change it accordingly. Now I can write the content here, and this color is not suiting my requirement. Styles will help you differently. Okay, go to the styles and change it. That's all. Okay, so I'll just see whichever you want, just to finalize it, and then I'll show you how beautiful you can convert it. Okay, for example, just a moment. You might find it clumsy, but wait for it. Inshallah, you'll understand what is the use of this thing. Okay, select one beautiful color. Okay, this is too clumsy. Okay, this is fine. For this one, I'll change the color to the greenish one. Okay, see here, this way, graphic designing service. I've included the header as well as a footer here. Graphic designing service. If I want, I'll just make this black itself. The graphic designing. Now it looks very classy. Just see here, this is how you do it. And the bottom of the things, you just can write whatever you wish to. These things I'll just copy 40% off if I want early bird discount. And also you can write our services as a logo designing services and something like that. Our services will take the labels. Or for example, you can even do it with the labels. For example, I'll just grab this up. I'll take it. I'll put it here. All the services. I'll just put all the services inside this. Find one service. For example, I'll write it here itself. Logo designing. Logo designing. Hopefully you are liking it. This is the way you can just create it. Okay. Designing. Okay. Then I'll just duplicate the same thing. We can just place it here. Okay. You can write it here. Okay. You can just write it here. Somewhere here. Okay. So just club it up together. Or else if you want to, even you can reduce the what we say, reduce the width and the size. And remember, and make sure you are aligning it perfectly. Alignments are very important, right? So 5 to 6 you can include here in this regard. Logo designing. Then next is photo editing service, banner designing, flyer designing, color management, whatever, social media ads designing and all. And then you can even add another shape. Okay, I'll add this shape. Okay, this shape I'll take and I'll just make sure it is something greenish now. Okay, colors, you just have to play with the colors now. I'll just add it here. Contact number and information, I can add it inside this. Okay, the textual content I already told you, it's all yours. You have to work on it together. Greenish. Now it looks very classy. Just see here how beautifully you have designed a flyer of your own. This is how you do it for your own. Okay, so now even more stuffs you have, dear sisters and brothers, that you can create for. For example, I'll just show you another flyer, inshallah. So webinar flyer is done. Okay, we are done with almost all, right? Webinar is done, course is done. Okay, a tutoring flyer was there, tutoring service. I'll just go ahead with the tutoring service itself. We'll just go ahead with this itself. Okay, we don't have, I'll ungroup it. Okay, tutoring. So whatever tutoring you are going to offer, you can just go ahead with that. Tutoring service. You can write tutoring service, or you can just write tutoring classes, or what we say, the batches, uh, courses, or something like that. Okay, let me just try tutoring service itself. Okay, I do not have time to change what we say the textual content, so I'm not changing. Please make sure you're adding different fonts for these things. Okay, then you make use of the half tones. Okay, half tones. Go ahead with the elements and write half tone. Remember, write it somewhere half tones. Half tones. This will be very helpful for you. You can make use of this half tones here and there. Okay, you can create a design beautifully with this half tone. Something like this I'll place. Here I'll just make sure it is something like this. I'll place it somewhere here. Okay, I'll duplicate it. I'll just place it here. I'll flip it over. Flip horizontally. Sorry, not vertically, horizontally. Then done. So now you can just add some more stuffs to this. You can add something like the shapes now. So this is how you're preparing it for yourself, by yourself. You're not taking help from anything and anything like the backgrounds or something like that. This is how you make sure you're designing it yourself. So this one I have added one thing. I'll just duplicate this up, and the other color I'll just send it backwards. Send backwards. Send to back. Okay. For this color, I'll just add the grayish color that is here in the screen. Sorry, this thing, the brownish color. Okay, see here how beautifully it did it, right? So the colors later you can change it, fine. Then you can add tutoring. For the tutoring, you can just write tutor here, tutoring. Okay, you can write tutoring service altogether over there, and see in the graphics how beautifully you have it. For example, this one, if you like, okay, you can just place it and send it backwards. Okay, send it backwards, send backwards. Clear? Send it to back. Something like this you can do. You can have something like join now. All the qualities you can mention, whatever is whatever. Okay, that's all, everything that you have to mention, which tutoring that you're providing, and everything like that. And this is simple fire. Now you have to change the colors very easily. This way you can change the coloring. That's all. Okay, see how beautiful it looks. Yes? Okay. And this way you can change the colors in different ways. And below you have to add your own phone number, your when you're going to offer, where you're going to offer, about what subject. For example, if you're offering it for the maths tutoring, okay, write a beautiful punchlines. Remember that you have to write a beautiful punchline. For maths, you have to make sure you're adding a beautiful maths kind of background. So what I'll do, I'll just take this, I'll put it in the background. See what am I doing? I'll just send it, position it backwards, send it to back. Okay, and I'm reducing its opacity, reducing its opacity. Now you can even change the colors to the black. Okay, something like this. If black doesn't looks good, if white was good there, make sure it is white itself. Okay, so this way you can just make sure that there's a feel of the mathematics there. Fine. So alhamdulillah, dear sisters and brothers, we are done with the session, and alhamdulillah. So I just hopefully you have understood most of the concepts that were discussed in today's session, and alhamdulillah, hopefully you all will be able to reproduce whatever was being taught in today's session, inshallah ta'ala. So alhamdulillah, this was a session for today, and inshallah tomorrow you're going to learn more such stuff, inshallah. Because we had a very restricted time, so we were able to create only these many, but these were too much. These were too much for a beginner to create. Okay, inshallah, hopefully you have done it together with me. And this thing, yes, that is graphic designing services. You have to create one for yourselves and keep. And this is a homework that you must submit without any fail. Okay, inshallah. So Jazakumullah khair, dear sisters and brothers. Tomorrow will be a session that is very important for each one of you here. That would be the session in which you're going to learn how you're going to present things. Okay, presentations you're going to learn document making, you're going to learn various things, inshallah. You're going to learn how to earn passive income through those things, stuffs that you create, inshallah. You're going to learn how to create your own books, activity books, worksheets, and more, inshallah. So tune in for tomorrow's session with much spirit to learn, inshallah. I just want you all to be gathered together as well in tomorrow's session, inshallah. Take care of yourselves. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Jazakumullah khairan kaseer for giving your time, inshallah, giving your precious time here. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.